Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the webinar in conjunction with Pasa, New Jersey, the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, and PSE&G. If you're an owner of a property or if you rent a property, you're going to want to be here to learn how you could save and potentially initiate some projects that are energy savings for your company. And at the end of the day, money saving to your bottom line. I know it's been a tough 2 years for the New Jersey economy. So we're always trying to partner with organizations like PSE&G that want to save you money and want to make sure that your business thrives and grows. Today, we're lucky to have Dave Kirsch and Travis King. When we have these events, we're going to try to bring you the experts on the topic. So these two gentlemen have been working in the industry for many years, and they're going to present a PowerPoint that we want to be very conversational and interactive. And Luis, our chairman, is here to ask questions and also make some comments. And Tatiana, one of our very well-known members and members of the familia, is going to help us with translation. And after we do the PowerPoint, she'll go over some of the salient points. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comment and question section. You could do it on YouTube, you could do it on Facebook, you could do it on Zoom, and Danilo will get them to me and I will ask them of our two panelists. Without further ado, I'll introduce Luis, who's just going to make some introductory comments, and then we'll kick it off to Dave and Travis shortly.
Buenos días, familia. Luis de la Hoz. One of the keys of the success of the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is being frugal. And Carlos is a champion of being frugal. You know, when we didn't have the opportunity to increase our income, the only option was to be focused on our expenses. And, you know, we don't spend a dollar if we don't need to. And today, that's the case. We want to help business owners and tenants and landlords in how they can save money through a program that will save them on the energy bill. That energy bill visits us every month, no matter what. And, you know, during the summer and during the winter increase. But this is an opportunity for us to take a little control on that bill and to help our members and our constituency in how they can save money saving energy, which is really important because everybody is aware of what is happening in the environment. I hope that you will learn a lot. Yo les deseo lo mejor. Esta es una oportunidad para que aprendan cómo ahorrar energía. Este bill de la energía nos visita todos los meses y la verdad es que una de las claves de la Cámara de Comercio, no, sobre todo cuando estábamos en tiempos difíciles, no eran los ingresos, sino cómo cuidábamos los gastos. Y Carlos es una persona muy frugal en el gasto y eso nos ayudó muchísimo a estar donde estamos hoy. Así que lo que queremos hoy es compartir con ustedes una oportunidad para que ustedes ahorren dinero y para que mejoren las condiciones de sus propiedades, de las casas donde viven y de los negocios de los que son dueños. Así que les deseamos lo mejor. Un feliz día para todos. Esperamos que aprendan mucho. Los mejores deseos. Ánimo, fe, pasión y devoción.
Tatiana, can you maybe just say a couple words about La Familia and kind of get the flavor for what Luis and I just described to some of the members that prefer to get that content in Spanish?
Perfecto. ¿Cómo están todos? Buenos días, familias. Bienvenido al programa de ahorro de energía con PSE&G y la Cámara de Comercio Hispana de New Jersey. El día de hoy vamos a aprender a cómo ahorrar energía en nuestros negocios y también cómo bajar las cuentas de nuestra electricidad. Entonces esperamos que ustedes puedan aprender mucho el día de hoy. Estén atentos que vamos a dar información muy importante.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Gracias.
Without further ado, I'll introduce Travis King and Dave Kirsch, who will bring us through the PowerPoint. And again, experts on the energy field and saving us money.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Dave Kirsch. I work with PSE&G. I've been with PSE&G more years than I'd like to admit to. But I'd like to thank you all you folks for having us today. We really, really appreciate it. We're excited. We're happy to go ahead and give you our offerings for our programs. And we're really, really excited to present this to you. And any time that PSE&G could be of any kind of help or assistance to you folks in saving money on your energy, we're here to do that. And without further ado, if we can go to the beginning of the slide presentation, I'll get started and then I'll turn it over to the very capable hands of Travis. And I'll just explain a few things in the beginning part of it. And again, any questions that you may have, feel free at any time. So I don't know, where are we seeing the slide deck? Okay, thank you very much. This is basically the introductory slide with pictures, and we're here to tell you about our energy efficiency opportunities for New Jersey businesses. And again, this is a business presentation. Next slide, please. So energy, as we all know, energy is one of the top direct costs, the largest costs for most businesses each year. With more than likely in most businesses, for the most part on average, electricity is roughly 85% of the overall utility bill for most businesses, unless you're in a manufacturing facility where maybe you have some gas run machinery of some kind. But for the most part, they're all put together. They all come up to a very, very large cost of expenditures each year. And with even more spent indirectly on supply chain and outsourcing and logistic costs. So despite pressures on your organizations or your businesses to increase profitability, to cut expenses and to navigate a much more increasingly complex landscape of technology and things to help your businesses save money on your utility or your energy usage, it's tough. And to mitigate uncertainty and risk, and energy is often viewed as just a cost that you have to manage. But what if we change that around a little bit and we view it as an asset? Energy efficiency, as you can see by these slides, can positively impact your profitability by reducing, obviously, your energy and maintenance costs, and contribute to a healthier bottom line and ability to reinvest in your business with those savings. Your productivity, simple upgrades, lighting, there's safety upgrades based on your lighting that you could do, and your heating and cooling. It gives you the ability to keep your employees and yourselves comfortable at your businesses. And the reliability, upgraded systems can keep your systems reliable by adding new systems, more energy efficient systems, which if it's 90, you know what's going to happen. It always happens. If it's 95 degrees outside, that's the day that your HVAC or your air conditioning is going to break. If it's 14 below zero outside, that's the day that your heating unit is going to break. So by upgrading your equipment, you can have now dependable and maintenance-free type of equipment initially, and you can maintain it because it's more efficiency. Next slide, please. So this is kind of an important slide for us. PSE&G's vision is to power a future where people use less energy, it's cleaner, safer, and it's delivered more reliably than ever. So there's a big, bold misconception out there where, we as utility employees are asked, well, why would the utility want to have us save on energy costs? I mean, wouldn't that be taking money out of their pockets? That's the common question that we get. Well, the answer is, it's a very legitimate question, but the answer is it's a common misconception because we make our money through a variety of channels. Energy supply is one of them. Energy delivery through our maintenance and energy delivery through our transmission and our pipes and wires. We make money off of that. And critical infrastructure is another. So when we maintain our piping and our wiring to get the electricity dependably to you and reliably to you, that's part of our where we make our money. Now, when we have you folks as business owners or any type of owners of commercial properties, if you save money on your energy, if we have programs to have you save energy on our money on your bills, what it does for us as an energy distribution system, it's less strain. So if you're using much more efficient equipment during the peak of the summer when it's, again, 95 degrees out and everybody is running their air conditioning, or in the heat of the winter when everybody is running their heat, if you have more energy efficient, it's less taxing on our system. So that's why we have these programs that we're going to help you folks save money on your energy. Next slide, please. So as you can see by this slide, and I'll just kind of glance over this, the investing, what PSE&G is doing right now, we are investing in the clean energy future. We call it our CEF programs, which is Clean Energy Future. We've made a $1 billion commitment over the next 3 years in order to deliver universal access to lower customer bills through a comprehensive suite of residential and commercial and industrial efficiency programs. And this presentation obviously focuses on the commercial and industrial side. We also have residential programs that you could find on the PSE&G website. But for our purposes, this will be commercial and industrial. Basically, what these programs are going to do is they are going to allow you as customers to be able to save money, as we've spoke about. We have programs for everybody. I'd be hard pressed to find out if you have something that we don't have a program for. And when I say programs, I'm talking about incentive programs where we will give you rebates and we give you the ability to go ahead and have a certain amount of money that you can save on the equipment and the measures that you're going to install. So on the left side, you see where it's new incentive programs. And then on the right side of this slide, you see where it's existing PSE&G programs. So I'm going to go ahead and now get into the subject where PSE&G as a utility and the largest utility in the state of New Jersey, we have contracted with a firm called DNV. DNV, the acronym for DNV is something in Norwegian, which I don't want to botch it, so just leave it at DNV and you'll be fine. Travis works for DNV, and what we've done is, by virtue of a bid, PSE&G has awarded our business to manage our new programs, which is the left side of this particular slide, the new incentive programs. DNV is managing our programs for us. So Travis works with DNV, I work with PSE&G. My role at PSE&G is I am a program manager, one of many program managers that see our programs through here, our new investment programs. Travis will talk to you about the DNV programs, and PSE&G manages DNV. I know that's a lot of acronyms, PSE&G, DNV, it gets a little bit confusing, but Travis will go over all of the DNV programs, which PSE&G will manage. DNV will run our programs, but we will manage DNV in the course of running those programs. Now, we have a couple of programs all of our programs, with the exception of one of our programs, we have something that's very unique and should be of high interest to you folks. It's called our on-bill repayment. It's not a finance of your projects, but it's a very, very lucrative program. It's called on-bill repayment. If you decide that you want to do one of our programs and you want to do a job or a project, replacing certain units, replacing your lighting, replacing your HVAC, we have no out-of-pocket costs, which, as we all know, money being the way it is and tight the way it is right now, there is no out-of-pocket cost, which I want you guys to really focus on. For any project, we do not charge any out-of-pocket costs. That price of the job, and I'll explain this in a little bit, you can put on your bill to repay it at 5 years at 0% interest. So if you're doing a job that let's say it's $10,000 job, and we will go ahead and cover, PSE&G through incentives will cover 70% of that job. So that means you are responsible for $3,000 of that job. You can then put that $3,000 on your bill, your PSE&G bill, at 0% interest over 5 years and pay it back with your PSE&G bill. Very, very, very good way to get your projects done without the spend of money. And usually from the savings that are derived from these programs, you're able to cover that cost. Your cash flow is increased by saving energy. You can cover that cost each month. We also have a program, and Travis will get involved in this in more detail for you. Part of our program, one of our programs that we have is called our 180-day look back. If you have done a project at your facility within the past 6 months and that's been completed, and you've, let's say, changed out your lighting in your facility, and you've put in more efficient LED lighting. If you've done that and you have not received any incentive or rebates for that lighting, PSE&G will pay for that lighting or give you an incentive on that lighting. DNV will need that application, and the application will consist of just some spec sheets if your lighting is approved by what we call the DLC, which is Design Light Consortium. That's just an approving agency to say that it's an efficient and listed replacement that you've put in, an LED replacement that you've put in. You send in the paperwork, it's approved by DNV, and we go ahead and send you a check for that amount. Now, that's only if you have not received incentive payouts on the material or equipment before that. That's a great program. So I also want to emphasize again, I'm sure as business owners, you folks get calls every day or every week from people who are saying, I could save you this amount of energy. I could save you this amount of money. It's free and you don't have to pay a dime. And there are various companies will call you to do that. Well, if you get a call other than DNV to do these programs for you, they are the only ones that are authorized to manage these programs for you. Anybody else would be not telling you the truth by saying they do this for PSE&G. DNV has their own managed network of trade allies, contractors who can do the work for you. They're trained to fill out the paperwork and applications for you. So it's a very easy and seamless type of transition to get these jobs done. And again, this is something else that Travis will go over with you. So I just wanted to make it clear of what DNV's position is in all this and how PSE&G is kind of married to DNV when it comes to these programs. And the last thing I wanted to tell you is that we are excited. We are ready to go with these programs for you folks. I think that you know, I also need to delineate or to tell you the difference between, as you look on the right side of this particular slide, it says existing PSE&G programs. We have what we call an engineered solutions programs. I don't know how many of you folks are going to get involved in engineered solutions. It's a PSE&G run program. It is for more than $1 million, $2 million type of projects. So I don't know if you folks have it, great. We can go ahead and take care of that for you. Then we have our direct install program. I'm sure a lot of you folks have heard of our direct install program. The state of New Jersey used to have that program. We have had it all along. DNV, Travis's company, has their own program. PSE&G has our direct install program. And here's where I don't want you folks to get confused. The PSE&G program for direct install is only a program for folks that are in the urban enterprise zone, which, you know, there's cities throughout the state of New Jersey, Newark being one of them that has urban enterprise zone. You're eligible for the PSE&G direct install program, which involves a closed network of contractors. There's 4 or 5 contractors statewide that have been assigned to geographic territories that will handle your project from start to finish. Travis will go over the direct install program because our program mirrors DNV's program. And what we run our own direct install program for that particular segment. And that would be nonprofit, government, and urban enterprise zone businesses. Everything else is DNV programs, and Travis once again will go over that. So I know I'm throwing a lot of information out at you, but I just want you to be sure that PSE&G is here to help you along the way in any way we possibly can. We're here for you folks. We're excited about being here once again. So without further ado, I will turn it over to the very capable hands of Travis. And thank you very much once again.
Dave,
Travis, can I pause you before you start?
Go right ahead, Carlos. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Just wanted to take this opportunity to see if anybody had questions, and maybe for Tatiana to provide just a couple comments on some of the slides since we didn't have them in Spanish.
Fantastic.
Tatiana, would you like to make any comments on a couple of the bullet points?
Sí, entonces, la idea general de todo este programa es que los dueños de negocio, especialmente los que tienen unos lugares físicos, es que puedan desbloquear el potencial de ahorro energético que tienen. Y PSE&G y toda la organización, incluido con el DNV, que Travis va a explicar en unos momentos, básicamente quieren trabajar con los dueños de negocios, ayudarles a llenar los papeleos con los incentivos que tienen para el ahorro de energía. Hay diferentes programas que ellos están ofreciendo, y uno de ellos es principalmente el incentivo de ahorro de energía, que cuando las personas ya van directamente a aplicar para hacer los cambios de material o de las luces dentro de su negocio para tener un ahorro de energía mayor, PSE&G los ayuda con eso, los ayuda con una porción del dinero y con otra porción que se va a hacer a que puedan hacer los pagos dentro de un periodo de 5 años con 0% de interés. Y es más o menos un porcentaje 70-30. Muy aparte de de eso, también tienen unos incentivos muy buenos, que es para las personas que en 180 días no han recibido ningún material, no han recibido ningún incentivo, pueden hacer una aplicación también muy aparte de esa para que el DMV les cubra el costo de los materiales que se están utilizando. Hay diferentes programas que Travis también nos va a mencionar una vez de que nos hable también qué es el DMV y cómo están trabajando ellos directamente con PSE&G.
Carlos, yo quiero aprovechar la oportunidad para felicitar a Tatiana y a todas las mujeres de la familia por el Día Internacional de la Mujer. El mejor de los deseos, que lo disfruten y que se lo celebren como se lo merece. Un feliz día para todas.
Gracias.
Yes, happy International Women's Day. Thank you for bringing that up, Luis. Much of the chamber activity is powered by our Latina powerhouses at the organization. There's some social media photographs with about 25 photos of our board and our senior executives. So thank you for everything that they do every day in advancing not only the Latino cause, but the Latina cause. I want to highlight also PSE&G, because we want to deal with people that we like to do business with and that recognize us and have us at the table. So how has PSE&G had us at the table this year? They have special programs to get your company certified for no cost, which we've been doing, and trying to get that $1 billion promise that they have. They want to make sure that that vendor spend looks like the state of New Jersey. So they have been very active with the Hispanic Chamber, making sure that our businesses also participate in these programs from a vendor perspective. So when there's an install that some of our members are doing the design, doing the installation, doing the construction management, et cetera. So we thank PSE&G for that. And again, remind you that when we deal with companies that we're endorsing, it's because they're doing good things. And even though we're here for a very particular topic, this is an organization that we have a lot of respect and a true partnership with. And I'll let Travis now get into some more of the meat and potatoes. Thanks again, guys.
Carlos, thank you. I really do appreciate the time and the introduction. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. David, my good friend Dave, and I do a number of these over the course of the days and weeks, mostly virtual now. But this is one I've been looking forward to for a number of weeks. So I absolutely want to thank the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey for this at this time and for allowing us to speak. I've been very excited, and my goal is to bring the energy to energy efficiency. So hopefully I can accomplish that goal. I've enjoyed working with your team, everyone behind the scenes. It's been top notch. So you guys are kudos to you. I really do appreciate the time. As we move into the next slide, please. I want to go into some detail, as Dave had mentioned, my good friend Dave brought up earlier regarding some of these pre-qualified energy efficiency equipment. Our overall goal in the Business Energy Saver program is to, bottom line, deliver incentives for the adoption of energy efficient equipment, technologies, and activities that through different various methods and channels, the bottom line is going to result in that energy efficiency. Now, some of these technologies or measures are pre-qualified. We have a listing of a few kind of cookie cutter, routine, very common equipment and measures that are incentivized for replacement. You can see here some LED fixtures, very common, food service equipment, water heating equipment, etc. These measures are called prescriptive, and they include technologies in addition to lighting, controls, certain appliances, HVAC. Candidly speaking, they're very cookie cutter, not very complicated. Any of these pieces of equipment that are replaced would be incentivized under our program. And there's a long listing, which we can distribute later, of hundreds and hundreds of these measures that PSE&G incentivizes for replacement and for upgrades in equipment. So these are pretty straightforward, the prescriptive measures that are available to business owners for upgrade at an incentivized or discounted amount. Next slide, please. Now, one thing and one common question I always get is, Travis, I wish I had known about this a week ago or a month ago or months ago. I've already started a project. Now what can I do? And my good friend Dave had already mentioned this briefly, but if the project has already started, no problem. Many times we're focusing on things that can be done, or a list of items that, you know, is looking forward to being done, or projects that could be being completed in the distant future or near future. However, PSE&G allows for its customers to retro apply for incentives and rebates by going a rolling 180-day look back for any project that has been recently completed or could perhaps be underway. And here we have some examples here with we started this program with the dates, but you're able to look, again, a rolling 180-day look back for eligible incentives on a project to overcome the, oh, I wish we had done this presentation to start the year or to end the, you know, the new year, et cetera. We are able to look back for that rolling 180-day look back to incentivize projects that have been recently completed, could be underway right now, and work with you to achieve and accomplish the incentive and rebate dollars look back. Next slide, please. Perfect. So what we talked about initially were the prescriptive or pretty straightforward measures. You know, there's hundreds of those listings and are incentivizing business owners to make those changes. This is a little more fun. These are the stuff that I like, to be honest with you, Carlos. This is the custom stuff. This is where we put our thinking cap on and kind of think outside the box a little bit, where I'm working with my engineers and the business owner to really sharpen the pencil and determine something that could be eligible, that is a little outside of the box. You know, these custom examples really are going to be, you know, complex improvements, processing improvements. We've done smart windows, electromatic windows, complex air system improvements. This is where I'm able to sharpen the pencil and really sink my teeth into a project that someone could bring to me and, again, review with my engineers and discuss with them algorithmically. So we're able to think outside the box and discuss, okay, anything that is going to result in a consumption drop, whether electric or gas, anything that's going to save a business owner some dollars and consume less electricity or less gas is going to then allow us to really dig in and, as I said, kind of sink our teeth in and look at these custom efficiency projects. This is something that is not going to be on a listing or on a PDF attachment. This is something where we're really enjoying the process of doing some algorithmic calculations and thinking outside of the box to ensure an incentive is eligible for a business owner. So we take all projects of all sizes, all measures, all fixtures, but we really, I really do kind of enjoy the thinking cap and you know, sharpening the pencil type of project. We can go to the next slide. I briefly want to touch on our direct install program. My good friend Dave had brought this up to begin with. This is going to be for our smaller facilities and our smaller businesses, which is going to probably be very relevant. But one way a customer can participate with PSE&G's energy efficiency program is through this direct install or DI program. What direct install is focusing on are facilities that have lower usage, lower annualized peak demand, and a lot of time it's going to be that small to medium-sized business, which is probably very, very relevant to our attendees here. The bottom line with this program is to reduce upfront costs of installing the energy reducing and the energy saving equipment. The aim is to cost save on consumption, cost save on the project, and then perhaps look at an on-bill recovery with no out-of-pocket cost avenue to ensure that the improvements can be completed with minimal out-of-pocket by a business owner. We'll have more details on bill repayments moving forward, but the goal with this program is a free energy assessment provided by one of our authorized contractors and trade allies to really sharpen the pencil and determine what is the best course of action for a business. We can go to the next slide. I briefly want to touch on our energy management program. This is going to be for a very large business running a ton of electricity over the course of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, perhaps 3 8-hour shifts in the manufacturing side of things. But the goal here is to just reiterate that PSE&G does have programs and does have incentives available for all businesses of all sizes throughout their territory. Our strategic energy management and our retro commissioning program are focused on these larger users, have a bit of a longer timeline, and are a key component of improving what already is in place and optimizing current situations and current procedures within a large business, for instance. But again, the overall goal, just reiterating that PSE&G goes above and beyond and has a program for many attendees and many friends and families that really are in their territory. There's a program for everyone, we believe. We can go to the next slide. Lastly, I just want to touch on briefly an engineered solutions aspect of things. One of the key components of this is that no energy audit that is just outlined on the right-hand side of the slide there, without any upfront costs, but we're able to provide savings and cookie cutter and ready-made designs for an entire building, an entire clients' energy efficiency upgrades. Again, this is going to most likely be for the larger facilities with the overall goal of just realizing there are many different programs for the various PSE&G clients, and they do a great job of finding what's best for each individual business. You can go to the next slide. As I touched on briefly, my good friend Dave spoke about earlier, the on-bill repayment, or OBR. PSE&G is allowing you to, on an interest-free 5-year basis, via an on-bill repayment, you're already getting your bill on that monthly basis, month in, month out, so that you are able to proceed with these upgrades, with these efficiency equipment improvements with minimizational out-of-pocket cost. The OBR, the on-bill repayment, is really positioned to create, I guess, like a project cost structure that is going to ultimately be $0 in upfront expenses. It's minimal paperwork, it's minimal hassle. It's just added to your monthly bill that PSE&G is already going to send to you. Keeping in mind that now the amount that's covered by the on-bill repayment is the total project cost less all of the incentives. So they are not mutually exclusive, they are combined, and you are able to get the benefit of the reduced end incentives in addition to looking at a project cost just added to your monthly PSE&G bill over the course of 5 years. It's after all of the incentives have been applied that we've been discussing, and again, it's going to have that 5-year spread out to pay off period, most importantly of all, perhaps at that 0% interest. We can go to the next slide. What I wanted to illustrate here was just an example of, kind of applying what we're talking about here, financing your post-incentive project with on-bill repayment. And what we're outlining here is a total project cost of $10,000. You can see that the project was eligible for about $2,000 in incentives. The remaining $8,000 is going to be added to the ongoing monthly bill. Dividing that by the 60 months, you can get the math calculation outlined here in order to ensure that, again, there's no monthly or additional out-of-pocket cost. It's just added to that ongoing PSE&G bill to pay for the ongoing and the completion of the measures. I outlined some requirements here. But again, we're really seeing a benefit to this and would absolutely recommend looking into this further, as capital expenditures, operating expenditures, and so forth are on the front of mind for many small, medium, and large business owners. All types of businesses are eligible, such as standard business, nonprofits. There is some requirements that we would look at for a respective business, but there really is no minimum to a on-bill repayment dollar amount here that could be added to that monthly bill. So it's a real home run of a program. We've seen a real big popularity increase over the past 4 or 5 months or so as we've been rolling this out to end the calendar year, as operating expenses, capital expenses are replenished to begin the year, and would strongly recommend for any small and medium-sized businesses to take a look at adding this to ensure that projects can proceed with minimal out-of-pocket upfront cost. We can move to the next slide. What I wanted to outline here were just some real brief bullet points to discuss how your project would qualify. Some components of what a eligible project is, and then also maybe importantly as what's not eligible, but we try to stay away from those and really look at the eligible projects outlined here in order to deliver the maximum incentive dollars to each respective business. But wanted to spend a few minutes on the requirements as well as some exclusions outlined on both of these slides here. But we're really looking to promote the projects and increase the number of eligible projects. So we hope that was our goal. Obviously, you need to be, for instance, a PSE&G customer. Pretty straightforward, but worth pointing out, I believe. And we need to have some results in savings, et cetera here. So thought it was important to point out eligibility requirements, and can of course go into more detail on a case-by-case basis as we look at your specific project and your specific business. We can move to the next slide. We discussed a few different programs throughout this this presentation, and there's a lot of moving parts, and it can make your head spin. But what we're here to do is really determine what is the right program, which one you are eligible for or perhaps not eligible for, and really give you that white glove service, really that concierge level of service, where that's my goal and my role in working with DNV, as Dave mentioned earlier, and in conjunction with PSE&G. We're really hoping to make any solution as turnkey as possible and as hassle-free as possible. So on a case-by-case basis, we really dig in and determine what's the best course of action or the best fit for each respective company. And again, candidly speaking, that's the fun part. That's what I enjoy, is really rolling up the sleeves and really digging in to determine what a business owner or a business's goals are, and determining what's the best program moving forward, and getting the overall maximum incentives and maximum dollars for a business owner. We're beginning year 2 of what we hope is a 6-year program in partnership with PSE&G. So we're here for the long haul, and we are heavily incentivized to get these dollars out to the small, medium, and large business owners such as yourself. So we're here to answer questions. We're here to provide solutions and find the best program that's fit for you, and work in an ongoing and continuous partnership, which is the most fun aspect of what I do.
Travis, if I could just jump in for 1 second. With all these programs, obviously there's going to be some confusion. Hopefully that we can overcome those things. However, whether you contact DNV or you contact PSE&G, we will steer you to the right program. If you contact PSE&G and I don't think that the programs that we run your facility would qualify for our programs, I will direct you to Travis and DNV to use their programs, and they will take it from there, and vice versa. Travis will if you fall into the category of a PSE&G run program, Travis will forward it to myself or to the powers that be here at PSE&G, and we'll go ahead and I just want you to be sure that we're going to help you in any way we can to direct you to the right program that's applicable to your site. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Travis.
No, that's great, Dave. It really is that collaborative effort. That's really what I enjoy most about what we do, is learning learning more about each individual business and speaking to the business owners, whether small or large business, and where they're located, and really just looking at what their goals are and learning about the business in general, and then helping them. It's that servant's mentality, and again, that white glove concierge service that we're delivering day in and day out to help navigate tumultuous times, but we are here to assist and provide clarification and support for these programs to ensure they are as successful as possible. Doing events like this is the highlight, that's for sure. So again, I wanted to reiterate that.
I do have a question.
Fire away.
A lot of our members are Main Street businesses. You know, they own restaurants, beauty salons, barber shops on Main Street. Is any specific industry that will benefit the most out of these saving programs? Or because usually the way that this works for us is that we will have one member that will start the program and they will start telling us, hey, this is working, this is very good. Look, I saved this amount of money. And that way we will be able to spread the word about the program. But is any specific industry that is benefit the most out of this saving program?
I will tell you, Luis, that everybody's going to benefit from the program. I wouldn't give it a specific industry would be better beneficial than another one. What I will tell you is when you have restaurants, pizzerias, or those type of that have ovens and use a lot of natural gas, they will benefit in one way. And then there's businesses that will benefit, other businesses that will benefit in another way, but a lot of them can benefit from our direct install program. I think it's more of a match from the particular business to one of our programs as opposed to our programs to your business, because if you have, like you said, your Main Street barbershops and mom and pop shops along Main Street, direct install is perfect for these folks, because what's included in direct install is our contractor, our designated contractor for their particular geographic territory, will go out and they'll perform a complete comprehensive audit at that facility, whether it's a barbershop, restaurant, or any other type of business. They will then take that information, bring it back to their shop, run through the cost to energy efficiency programs that we have, and they'll run it as an effectiveness test, and they'll come back with a comprehensive proposal to that particular business owner, which will outline what their cash flow will be should they go with the program. And it's not something that they have to do. It's not an all or nothing type of program. If they want to do maybe half of the measures and don't have enough money to spend on the whole project, well, then we could go ahead and cut it down to what's beneficial for them. So it's constant. I don't think there's a definite benefit to some businesses as opposed to others.
I hope that the barbers, United Barbers from Elizabeth, are paying attention, because they became a very strong group during the pandemic, and it's a lot of beauty salons from Elizabeth and from Newark that are very efficient to helping us to spread the word about these programs. If Norlandis Aguirre is there, or Diana Maldonado are watching us, please share, please help us to spread the word, because they had becoming a strong cheerleader for everything that we share with our community, and they are as efficient as the journalists. I mean, they really help us promoting that through social media. Así que a los dueños de pequeños negocios que están ahí, los salones de belleza, las barberías, los restaurantes que se pueden beneficiar de estos programas, por favor, ayúdenos a compartir, porque ustedes ya escucharon. Todos se van a beneficiar, unos más que otros, unos de una manera y otros de otro, pero todos calificamos para ahorrar dinero. Y recuerden, si no somos capaces de incrementar nuestras ventas, la mejor manera es controlar nuestros gastos o disminuir nuestros gastos. Así que estamos esperando que alguno de nuestros miembros, por favor, nos aproxime, nos pida más información, se arriesgue. Yo recuerdo que con el NJCIP así pasó. Moisés Luque decidió aplicar y ahorita él es el cheerleader del programa, porque aprendió a través de la aplicación cómo compartir los beneficios del programa. Así que esperamos que muchos de nuestros miembros se puedan beneficiar de este tipo de programas que van a generar ahorros en el consumo de energía. Thank you.
And I will also tell you that it sounds to me like the barbershops, salons, they would fall right into direct install programs, because it sounds to me like the bulk of their expense is going to be for their lighting, and when they turn on the blow dryers and that type of thing, that uses a lot of electricity. So that's the low-hanging fruit that we can go after right away, and they could save their money on, would be the lighting and possibly HVAC.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I learned that a pizza restaurant need to turn the oven 4 hours before they start serving the first customer, and those ovens are huge, right? And that's probably the ones that can benefit the most. But as you say, some will benefit if they are using gas, some will benefit if they are using electric. I mean, the invitation is let's take a look and let's try, because that's the only way that we want to make sure if we can participate or not.
That's right. And you know what? There's so many new innovative equipment right now for ovens and thermostats and that type of thing that there's a whole gamut of energy efficiency measures that could be installed to help them save like that. So you're absolutely right. I mean, it's worth exploring every step of the way. And our contractors will not, they're not there to sell you, you know, something that you don't need. It's only going to be based on efficiency. So I want to make that clear as well, that the DNV folks and PSE&G are approved contractors. We're not there to push things and sell things if you don't need them. It's only going to be based on the numbers. So I want to make that clear as well, because that's important.
We also have a few business owners that own large warehouses, right? That can benefit. And those that are building the warehouse, they will probably benefit the most, because they will be able to analyze all the possibilities, right? Those that are already run in operation, they just need to review what they have and what they can implement in order for them to see how much they can save.
Luis, antes de ir con preguntas y comentarios, voy a dar nada más un breve resumen de todo lo que Travis comentó en español. Y voy a empezar por los ejemplos que acaba de dar Luis. Entonces, básicamente muchos de los negocios que nosotros tenemos dentro de la Cámara de Comercio son usualmente negocios que están directamente en las calles principales. Tenemos diferentes peluquerías, diferentes pizzerías, restaurantes que se pueden beneficiar de todo lo que Travis nos acaba de comentar con el programa del DNV, que está directamente aliado con PSE&G, en donde básicamente explicaron que una persona, si ustedes están interesados en el programa, una persona va a hacer una auditoría energética a su negocio, van a revisar las instalaciones que tienen y van a poderles dar una consultoría de cómo pueden mejorar un ahorro energético con diferentes materiales, con diferentes cambios, con diferentes instalaciones. Dentro de esto, básicamente les van a dar un presupuesto y ustedes como dueños de negocio pueden decidir si desean hacerlo todo o simplemente los que les beneficia y maximiza su ahorro energético en este momento. Dentro del programa PSE&G, PSE&G de ahorro energético, diferentes negocios caen bajo diferentes programas y es cuestión de que ustedes se comuniquen con ellos simplemente para poder revisar cuál es el programa. Ellos tienen programas de instalación directa y programas también de prescripción, en donde básicamente les van a decir qué es lo que necesitan mejorar o qué es lo que necesitan ya instalar para mejorar. Y esto ellos les ayudan con incentivos, reembolsos, diferentes actividades y descuentos. Y si les toca pagar algo de dinero, básicamente ese va a ser dinero que va a ser dividido en los siguientes meses sin ningún porcentaje extra. Y aparte de eso, es un dinero que ellos mismos les van a dejar saber cómo va a mejorar sus ingresos, cómo va a estar ahorrando este dinero, porque ese dinero va a ser el dinero que va a estar ahorrando de acuerdo a la energía que también va a estar ahorrando. Entonces, va a ir directamente en su bill y va a ser dividido dentro de 5 años. Pero ellos corren con la mayor parte del costo y es cuestión de simplemente llamarlos, comunicarse con ellos y ver, porque la mayoría de los dueños de negocios que tienen ya edificios que tienen rentas de estos negocios y pagan a PSE&G pueden calificar. Gracias, Luis.
No, I just want to say that people are saying thank you very much for the opportunity and for the information. That one of the things that they really like is that they can listen to this webinar on demand later on, because a few of them, they are like with customers at the moment and they have not been able to pay attention, but they will save the link and they will watch the video later on.
Yeah, I also want to comment, you know, when we poll our members, the question is always, or the comment is always, we want a seat at the table. We want to participate in programs like these that benefit our business. So now we're telling you, we've cut some of the red tape. We have the program in front of you, but please take advantage of it. This is what you need to be competitive with your industry, because your competitors are doing these programs. So to equal the playing field, we're attempting to deal with fine organizations like PSE&G to really make your business thrive, to make sure, as Luis said, when income isn't increasing, you could at least watch your expenses to have a business plan that's profitable. So please take advantage of these programs. It's really impressive, some of the percentages that will be covered by the program. I'm going to go to some questions. Did you have anything else with the slides, Travis, or can we do some questions now?
That's everything. I'd love the questions. That'd
Perfect.
be great, Carlos.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
So I know Stumpy's Hatchet House in Greenbrook is a very popular member of ours. They have an axe throwing venue. So they want to know who they could talk to. And then they also asked, and I think you said this early, but they might have joined a little later, what's the process for residential? So I guess question one is, how do I get my evaluation? I'm ready, I'm excited. And then question two is, for my home, who do I reach out to? Is there an analogous similar program?
Well, I could go over the residential part of the programs. We have a bunch of residential programs, but, and again, that would be through our comfort partners, and that it's a residential program that if you go on the PSE&G website, you will see under programs, you will see there are residential programs. We, unfortunately, I myself don't get involved in the residential programs. However, I do know we have a substantial list of programs, anything from, home energy usage analyzing for what equipment. We also have, you could replace certain part of your boilers and that type of thing. I don't want to talk out of school on that because I'm not real familiar with the residential programs, but that's on the PSE&G website.
Thank you.
And as far as the business owners, I don't want to get the people who own an axe throwing place too upset, because I don't want to go walk in PSE&G and if they lost their power and didn't go on right away because of an outage, I don't know if I'd want to walk into the front door of an axe throwing business. But aside from that, he can, if he or she would like to go on to our website, the BizSave at thebizsave.pseng.com. That will tell you who you can get in contact with to get started with these programs. Or I could have Travis reach out to those particular folks, or have them, if they get their contact information to Travis, and Travis could reach out to them to see if they get involved in the DNV part of our programs.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll also mention, remember, as part of, PSE&G is a partner of the chamber. So if you have any problem reaching them for any reason, just reach out to us and we'll try to get you the right person within the organization. If you need a Spanish speaker, we'll try to also put that together. So you could reach out to our office, reach out to Danilo or Erica, and we'll take you to the next step and walk you through the process as best we can. Another question for you gentlemen was electric vehicle chargers, ? And time of use program, ?
Well, I'm not going to steal your thunder, Travis, because that's our programs. That's the PSE&G run programs.
Yep, absolutely.
Time of use, unfortunately, is not included in these programs. That's a completely different entity. If your business or your facility is a large user of the interruptible type service gas, or a large electric user, we do have time of use incentives, but that's a completely different department. That's on our supply side. It is not part of these Clean Energy Future programs. That's something that's been established for a long time, but you have to have a certain amount of usage and you have to be on a certain rate class to get involved in those programs. If your facility is that on one of those rate classes, then you can absolutely call your supply or your customer advisor that's assigned to your particular facility. As far as electric vehicles, we do have a substantial electric vehicle programs. Once again, that's not part of the CEF filings that we've gone over today. There is, I can go ahead and get you folks the contact for our electric vehicle programs. We do have, we do have a ton of incentives for level 2 chargers and residential chargers and business chargers, programs that are going to be going into effect and are in effect actually right now, where we have incentives for you to install chargers and we pay for a certain portion of that. But that is I can get that information over to you. Carlos, would I send that contact information to you?
Send it to me. We'll put it in the next newsletter because we will have a link to this recording in the newsletter also. So anything that residential charging stations, anything that's analogous or complementary, share with us and we'll share it in the newsletter.
Okay, I will send that out to you for sure.
It just goes to show how involved PSE&G is, statewide. There are so many different programs and so many different initiatives. So, our little niche right here with upgrading and improving existing equipment, but it really is a great question just to focus on how many moving parts and how much opportunity is out there for various business owners, homeowners, and the like to improve what they currently have. So a lot of moving parts, but really appreciate the good questions, and they are common questions that we get very often. So PSE&G is able to answer those questions. Really appreciate it.
And I want to insist that as a chamber, we really value the partnership, the long-term partnerships, because we get approached very often for people that they want to try to do something, a little bit of PR, right, reaching out to. But I can say that in the past 12 years that have been involved, we have been in constant communication, and you have been supporting us in different levels. But the most important thing is that we see a progress on the relationship, and that together we can benefit our members and our communities. That's what we really want to do, because we are not here just for one program. We are here for the long run, and we are here to support our communities.
Yeah, and I also want to add to that we at PSE&G, we know what the times are. We all know that this is a crazy world right now, and money is of importance for most folks. And coming, out of the pandemic, we just want everybody to know that there's a program for somebody. And if it sounds too good to be true, I'm sure the question we always get asked is, well, this just sounds a little bit too good to be true, and it's not the right thing, and I have too many questions. But I'm here to tell you, we have a long history of programs that have been successful from the late 90s with our programs back in the late 90s to now. And they are true, they are real programs. And again, I just want you folks to be sure that PSE&G is in it for the long haul as well as, with you folks. So we're pleased as can be to be partners with you folks.
Yeah, and that's the main goal with an event like this, is just overcoming that skepticism where a lot of individuals think it's too good to be true. And that's what Dave and I are really doing out here, is just to educate and illuminate to the opportunities that are available for small, medium, large size business owners, individuals, and really, provide some information to assist with these programs. They're not necessarily new programs; they're just a little bit new in how they are enacted now at the state level, at the utility level. So it's that consultative and informative approach that we really take on an individual by individual basis.
And that's why I explained a little bit about our relationship with DNV, because there's a lot of I'll call them bad actors out there that are portraying something that they are not. And DNV is our partner. So if you hear something other than that, that's again why I emphasize that these are real programs, and that DNV is a credible partner to ours, and they're approved by us. So again, I want to make that point as well.
We have another question, and I think we spoke about this on our pre-call regarding solar power or generators. Are any of those covered in a possible project?
In these programs that we're talking about, no, that we have separate. So again, I don't mean to keep saying we have other programs, but they are not included in this particular suite of programs. That's separate programs. Solar programs is separate. And generator, I don't know if we have anything for generators. That may be part of a custom program. You may be able to get generators in a custom program if they're going to be of efficient nature, but that would have to be something that we could look at within this program. DNV could look at a generator to see the efficiency of a generator. If you're replacing one or adding one, they can take a look.
Yeah, there are different incentives, both residentially and commercially, for solar and for commercial generators. But for our sake of this presentation, it's really trying to improve or upgrade existing equipment for a business and becoming a little bit more efficient. Consuming less electricity, for instance, or gas.
Gotcha. One of the questions I got asked a couple different ways, but bottom line was if an individual's on an I-10 or not a citizen, but they have a business, they're not asked any of that information on an application, are they? Or is it just business information?
As far as PSE&G goes, it's business information.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, exactly right.
Did you want to try to do an overview, Tatiana? I know we haven't given you a chance in a while, so you may have a backup of comments.
Bien. Entonces, se hicieron algunas preguntas dentro de este evento. Una de ellas es que si necesitaban dar información personal, y lo interesante es que PSE&G solamente le pide la información directa de su negocio, entonces todos los dueños de negocio pueden aplicar. Y aparte de eso, se hicieron otras preguntas sobre los asuntos residenciales, carros eléctricos, y todos ustedes pueden referirse al website de PSE&G en donde se enumeran diferentes programas, pero el propósito del día de hoy es que hablemos solo de la parte la parte comercial, en donde básicamente les hablan sobre la actualización de sus equipos y las instalaciones dentro de su negocio. Entonces, todo lo que comentaron hoy parece ser, como decimos nosotros los hispanos, muy bueno para ser verdad, y ellos están certificando que esta información es creíble, que solamente DNB y PSE&G son los que están trabajando, y la Cámara de Comercio, como siempre, también certificándolos como sus partners, como sus aliados. Entonces, Travis y Dave agradecen todas las preguntas el día de hoy.
Thanks, Tatiana.
Carlos,
Yes, Luis.
yes, again, an auto repair business that just reached out to me is located in Newark, is owned by a woman, and she expressed the interest of participating in the program, and she will help us to spread the word with the other business owners in the Newark area, because she believed that will make a difference for her business right now.
Great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, again, I just want to emphasize when we do surveys, folks want to make sure that they're at the table, that they're getting access to all the programs that traditionally have gone to folks that maybe have a larger team. They have CPAs, attorneys that are just going out looking for these programs. So we're telling you the chamber could act as that middle person for you. We want to help you take advantage of these savings programs. So please, please take advantage. We know it seems too good to be true, but go through the process, get the audit. Any way we could help connect the dots, reach out to the chamber. And without any last comments by Dave or Travis, please let us know.
I just wanted to add one more thing, Carlos. If in the event that you folks want us back, if you want updates or if you want anything, hopefully I didn't make you that upset with the way I spoke today, but if you guys want us back, please feel free. I'm always here. Anything that you guys need from us, I'm always here. Travis is always here. We're here to help.
Yes,
100%.
We will make sure that we will share that with our journalists. A lot of them that they have outlets in our community that they also will help us to spread the word about the program, and we will collect the questions and we'll make sure that we will address them at the right time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's our process, is really just to assist all these small business owners and individuals and just provide as much support as possible. That's what, Dave and I enjoy doing most of all. And, events like these. So I really do appreciate, all you guys' time, Luis and Carlos. This was an absolute blast.
It was great.
Thank
great.
you.
And Carlos, if I could get your contact information somewhere, that'd be wonderful.
Yep, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, gentlemen. With that, so Tatiana, any last remarks?
Sí, gracias a todos, y les recuerdo a todas las personas que hablan en español que la Cámara de Comercio también está lista para ayudarlos una vez que se quieran comunicar con PSE&G. Ellos están dispuestos a darle todo el apoyo, Travis, Dave y la Cámara también, para hacerlo en su idioma. Entonces, este es un programa que que ha estado abierto, pero muchas veces solamente son los otros negocios los que aplican, y es un momento para que los hispanos también podamos hacerlo sin importar la barrera del idioma. Así que gracias, Carlos y Luis, por la invitación.
Tatiana, tú te graduaste de LETS.
Sí.
Bueno, por favor invita a las mujeres en el mes de la mujer a que se inscriban a nuestro programa, que está abierto y que tenemos 50 cupos para las primeras o para las mejores empresas que se registren, por favor.
Seguro que sí.
Gracias.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Gracias a todos.